I'm excited and proud to introduce my new product, Breathific Dental Synbiotic Oral Strips. That's Synbiotic with an N, not an M, is a combination of probiotics, prebiotics, and postbiotics. Now, you all probably know what probiotics are. Those are live organisms, freeze-dried organisms too, that provide a benefit to the host. They could even be actually dead organisms, but most of the time we think of them as live. And prebiotics are the food for the probiotics. Postbiotics are the microbial metabolites and includes the microbes themselves if they have died and their cell walls and cell membranes have broken up and their antigens have been floating around and stuff. Also, postbiotics can be the supernatant of the growth medium that the probiotics are grown in, that they scrape off the top. And now they can actually save it and filter it and get beneficial material from that. And the reason why I made strips is because about 28% of people actually are afraid of pills, afraid of swallowing pills, afraid of choking on pills. And as the originator of Xylomelts for dry mouth, which is an oral adherent tablet, that was one of the criticisms and complaints that I received many times from people wondering if they were going to choke on a tablet overnight, you see. So I was requested many times to make strips. And so I finally decided to do that starting in 2018. And it took me all the way till now to actually get my best batch of strips, okay? There are a lot of issues in there. It's really hard actually to make these strips. And but we've got the formula figured out and we got the method of doing it now figured out. And nobody could do this. I swear, nobody would sit around and do it like what I did. And it was finally patented in July of 2023, so I'm the world's first. So what does Breathific do and what are the benefits? Well, it helps you with dry mouth overnight and during the daytime too. Basically, it helps with dry mouth at all times. It freshens breath at all times. In fact, I'm using one right now. I stuck it in here. Okay, but you notice I can talk with it in there. There's no bulky tablet or lozenge or anything stuck in there. It's just a nice, smooth little strip that's been there for the last hour while I was writing my script for this video. So also, there's no need for chewing gum for freshening breath. You don't have to be going, chowing down. You can just stick it in there and forget about it. Place and forget. You can use it at a party discreetly. Just stick one in before going to the party, and then you can be talking to people and fresh breath coming out and not having a mint that you have to move them around in your mouth or hide or put under your tongue or whatever. You can just stick this thing up there. So it's freshening breath and delivering probiotics to your mouth. It also helps to soothe oral ulcers and canker sores and stuff on the gums. It helps to fight tonsil stones. If you haven't had tonsil stones, good for you. But as a dentist, I've smelled people's breath with tonsil stones, and it's like a caveman's rear end or something, really bad. So it helps to fight those. One of the probiotics in there actually helps to fight the germs that cause strep throat. So my supplement here helps to improve throat and mouth health. Streptococcus salivarius K12 has been just recently shown to reduce the severity of COVID-19 symptoms by supporting mouth and throat health. It also supports healthy teeth and gums. The probiotic L. reuteri in my product is called the love bug, which in your gut, it helps to stimulate the hormone oxytocin, which is a hormone that makes you feel tenderness, feelings, and affection and love and stuff. So it's actually good to wake up in the morning having used my product and getting a kiss instead of a kick or a smooch instead of a smack, and then maybe a little something else, if you're lucky. So it's basically strips with benefits, you might say. In addition, it helps to get better sleep without drugs. How does it do that? Well, by reducing dry mouth problems, you can sleep longer. The strip will last about 3 to 6 hours at night while you're sleeping. So that's 3 to 6 hours that you're not waking up and drinking water several times, and you're not getting up and going to the bathroom several times, and you're not bothering your significant other several times, which is why you can get a kiss and stuff in the morning, okay? So then also you wake up more refreshed because you slept better overnight, all right? It improves sleep hygiene too. I mean, like your mouth is fresher in the morning, you have less plaque in the morning. Fresher breath means that there are fewer stinky bugs in the mouth, and stinky bugs are generally linked to gum disease. And so guess what? You have fewer germs that lead to gum problems, and that improves your systemic health because the mouth is linked to the body through your inflamed gums. And if your gums are less inflamed, then that's less of a link of microbes and toxic waste and stuff from the microbes getting into your bloodstream and going to your heart and brain and kidneys and everything else in there. You know, nighttime is the undiscovered country of oral health, and anything that we can do to improve nighttime experiences is going to be beneficial like crazy. So how does it work actually? Well, let me show you. Let me get one. Okay, so Breathific comes in a pack like this, and it's a hermetically sealed Mylar pack. And when you open it, the little things at the top that you can rip, okay? So you rip it open like that, and then inside is a cassette like this, little cassette, and you can flip up the opening like that, and inside are 10 strips. And the strips are lightly dusted so they don't stick together. And so you can usually just grab the strip and pull one out. If you want to, sometimes you might pull a couple out at a time. If you want to just get one for sure, you can wet your thumb or finger and stick it on a strip for a second, and it'll just stick to your, like that. So then what you do after that is, what I like to do is I like to fold or roll the strip. Actually, I like to roll the strip. So I roll the strip into, and you can see right there, we got a roll right there, okay? And the tighter the roll, the longer it lasts in the mouth. Or you can fold it several times, like maybe up to 4 times. And the more folds, the longer it lasts. And then you can just take this strip, stick it on your tongue, and shove it up in the corner. And now it's already stuck. It's going to stay there now for quite a while. Now it's daytime, I'm talking, so it's going to dissolve faster while you're talking and drinking and eating and stuff like that. But if you don't talk too much, and let's say you're kind of quiet, you're just sitting at home, working at home and doing stuff, not calling, or just working on your computer and stuff, it could last about 3 hours or so. And at night, for sure, up to about 6 hours. So that's great. In fact, I've had them last in my mouth up to 8 hours, and I don't have dry mouth, so it could last longer in people with dry mouth. Now, the advantage of that is, if you have a pill and you want to control how long a pill lasts or something, you have to take the pill and put it in the pill cutter thing. And if you want to cut it in half, you got to crush it and hope that it cracked in half. Okay, it did a good job of cracking right in half, but sometimes it crumbles into pieces. But with a strip, you can extend the duration by simply rolling or folding it, or you can speed up the dissolution by cutting it into, or ripping it into pieces. So like if I wanted to take a strip and just, I could just go like that and rip it, and then put 2 pieces in or roll them up a little bit and put them in one on each side or whatever. But you don't have to put a strip on each side of the mouth, because the probiotics are live organisms that will actually travel around in the mouth. And actually the idea is to keep them in your mouth long enough so that they can rehydrate from their dehydrated, freeze-dried state, and then repair any cellular machinery and cell membranes and stuff if they can, and then adapt to their new environment, and then find food, which is actually the prebiotics inside the strips themselves, so they don't have to really find food, it's already there. And then they can actually grow, and once they grow to a certain point, then they can replicate, and all that process takes about 2.5 hours. And with other probiotic products, the tablets and powders and drinks and stuff, those are only in the mouth for up to about 15 minutes or so before they're swallowed completely. And it's amazing that those work at all, actually. They work pretty well, but my strips work exponentially better because they're kept in the mouth for long enough to get to the replication stage. And so when they replicate, they can actually multiply in the mouth, and then they can go out and colonize, and then they can populate and procreate, okay? And so anyway, that's the idea of it. With a tablet, you can get about 8 days worth of benefit from the probiotics in the mouth with just a tablet. But with my strips, I don't know how long. It'd be a lot longer than 8 days, I would say, because, with the tablet, you're just swallowing it pretty quickly. But with the strips, you're keeping them in there for up to about 3 to 6 hours. And so they can really actually take hold and hang on. So that's important, hang time. And remember that dental-specific probiotics don't do a lot for your mouth when they're in your gut, okay? They have to be in the mouth, and that's why I developed these strips to stick in the mouth for a long time. So how do you get the strips? Well, just look at the end of the video for links, or look in any associated written materials with the video. And stay tuned for more videos, because there's a lot more to Breathific than meets the eye. It's really phenomenal. These little strips are powerhouses, you might say. And it's amazing. There's nothing like it. It's a mouth-body fitness supplement. And because I believe in dental fitness or mouth-body fitness, I developed it for the purpose of improving the mouth and the body too, because the mouth is linked to the body. Okay, that's it for now. Stay tuned for more. Take it easy. Bye.